anchored his business based out of Indore. Ambi has traveled across the country, and he has his own firm called Gozen. Both wants to do their entrepreneurial venture from a place they are from, and they want to give an opportunity to people around the place where they are from, and they want to grow that home location. That is one of the core values what they have. I would like to quote a beautiful song of Bharathiyar. பாரத தேசம் என்று பெயர் சொல்லுவோம், மிடி பயங்கொள்ளுவார் துகை பகையல்வார். And there is one place where he says, ஆயுதம் செய்வோம் நல்ல காகிதம் செய்வோம், ஆலைகள் வைப்போம் கல்வி சாலைகள் வைப்போம், ஓய்தல் செய்வோம் சாயுதல் செய்வோம், உண்மைகள் சொல்வோம் வன்மைகள் செய்வோம், குடைகள் செய்வோம் உளுப்படைகள் செய்வோம், கோணிகள் செய்வோம் இரும்பாணிகள் செய்வோம், நடையும் புறமோர் வண்டிகள் செய்யும், ஞாலம் நடுங்க வரும் கப்பல்கள் செய்வோம், மந்திரம் கற்போம் வினை தந்திரம் கற்போம், வானையளவும் போல் கடல் மீனை அளப்போம், சந்திர மண்டலத்தில் கண்டு தோழ்வோம், சந்தி தெருப்பெருக்கும் சாத்திரம் கற்போம், காவியம் செய்வோம் நல்ல காடு வளர்ப்போம், கலை வளர்ப்போம் செல்லொருளை வளர்ப்போம், ஓவியம் செய்வோம் நல்ல ஊசிகள் செய்வோம், உலகத் தொழில் அனைத்து முவந்து செய்வோம். So this is one of the songs of Bharathiyar that talks how he envisages that people from India do various things inside the country. So Anubhav and Ambi are such living examples, and we're going to have very enlightening discussions of their journey. Let me go to the place. Thanks for the chair, Srini. Okay, so let's start with Anubhav. Anubhav, would you like to take us through your business idea? How did you develop it, and how did you take it forward from a business idea? Just the business idea, then there are some other elements, then we'll go to Ambi.
First of all, thank you so much for having me here. Welcome everyone. We sell chai and chai franchisee. So there was nothing new in it. The new was to sell it uniquely. So we saw that there is a huge demand in the market of chai. We didn't knew the fact, the data that it is the highest consumable beverages on planet after water. But we knew that we have saw it from our eyes that it is easily sellable. You can see the tea stalls near the roadside. So as a student, we knew whatever the capital we had, because my father didn't knew that I was about to start a business. He was very much focused that my son has to clear the UPSC exam and has to become an IAS officer. So because I got fortunately 96% in 8th class, and after 8, when he sent me to the boys hostel, I got 43%. So he thought, let's send him to the coaching. So I tried clearing the CA examination, then after that CPT for the IIM, then after that I failed these two. My father suddenly realized that it was an old dream to clear the UPSC, so he sent me for the preparing of the UPSC examination. So I saw there that people after the coaching, they just rushed towards our chai shop. So we realized that it's a huge market. And as far as the RTG is concerned, RTG students, so we sell them chai for 10 rupees, starting from 10 rupees. So, and the second business model we have is self-franchising. So initially, my partner said, why not to take a franchisee of a big company, maybe McDonald's, Domino's, Starbucks, all these companies are West dominated. So I said, why to take the franchisee? Let's create our own franchisee. All these brands are West dominated. Why not to sell these franchises to Goras now? So fortunately, with the God grace, with the help of our customers and the clients, we are able to crack that, and we are selling it to the Dubai. We have already sold it in Dubai, Muscat, Nepal, and we have recently incorporated company in UK, US and Canada. We have sold out almost all Canada franchises. So this is what we do.
Thanks, Anand. So, Ambi, little bit about how your entrepreneurial journey started and where were you and what are you doing now?
Namaskaram. So, thank you everyone. So, how we started was, so I used to work for this company called Zoho. I'm pretty sure a lot of people here would be aware of this company called Zoho. So, while I was recruiting for a position, UI and UX, so it's a very niche skill of designing for a software. So, I actually happened to interview someone and then I actually got to know he's from a very small city somewhere, even further down from Madurai. And then he was actually working for a company somewhere here in the vicinity, and he was making around like 6,500 rupees a month. So this was like a huge uh, moment for me where I realized that there is talent everywhere, but opportunity is not. So then, from that moment, then slowly a lot of things, that was just like a spark. And then after that, I had that moment, after that 14 months later, I actually decided, okay, now is a good time to start a cutting edge technology company. What it does is, so are there any, so I'm sure there's a lot of entrepreneurs in the room, and then every time they launch a business, the first thing they have to do is buy a lot of ads for reach. So if there is a very contrarian take, and then if you don't have to buy ads, but still grow at a steady pace, then you can use Gozen's tool. So it's about content marketing and all that. So now to build this software, usually people will say you have to go to Bangalore, stay here in Chennai, or go all the way to Silicon Valley. And then what we decided was, so I have a co-founder called Rahul. So both of us decided that let's move to where our roots is, and then we'll not raise any outside funding. So whatever revenue that we have made, so we've been in existence only for 14 months. We are not a big company, we're a very, very small company. We less than 40 people work there. So in the but what we have done is in the last 14 months we have created value which is more than $500,000 in sales, and then we sell to 37 different countries, all from Coimbatore. We do it from Coimbatore. We don't, and 90% of all our staff are from small cities, small villages, and then you'll be very, very surprised. There is so much exciting talent. And then now, after we announced, we see people moving from very high paying jobs, places like Singapore, from the US. Now they are coming to Coimbatore, and then, so the only way you can do reverse urbanization is also through capitalism. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambi. Thank you, Ambi. So, okay, so I'm in my final year in IIM Lucknow. So after I finish my course, I think I can either join Anubhav or I can join Ambi. I have a job opportunity right away. Okay.
You put both of us in the spot.
Yeah. So there are a lot of other youngsters who would like to, be in their hometown, still contribute towards, a big IT firm or a small level, or they would like to inspire from you and do something on this. The core is to, Anubhav is, anchored in Indore, if I'm not wrong, right? You are anchored in Indore. So he does not want to move out of Indore. अभी उनका 6 बजे का flight है ना. So he's immediately after this he's gonna go back to Indore. So both of them, the unique proportion what they have is they want to be with their roots and want to do everything from their home. So it's a very good inspiration what he says, and the poem which I quote from bharathiyar, Bharati says, Indians, let's do all of this, and you two are such Indians on the stage. So tell us the initial challenge what you have, any entrepreneurial journey you take. The first challenge what you have is finance. Managing finance is a very crucial thing in any entrepreneurial venture, or if you're at a level where you get to see it and make it profitable, break even and then profitable. So what was your challenge in terms of financial management Anubhav and Anubhav.
So, obviously, finance is one of the biggest challenge what every startup faces. So, my challenge was finance come family challenge because I didn't told my family about it. So, I didn't have money. So, but my bachpan ka dost had good money, so he invested 3 lakh rupees. But in a bootstrap company, you don't need to learn the finance very much. The reason being, because if you're bootstrap, you have to save money. Otherwise, you're gone. So, my mom used to say when I was very small, I used to spend money. So he said, she used to say, this is your father's money, that's why you're spending. Whenever you're going to earn, you will realize how difficult it is to, spend this money. So it is really difficult, it's very difficult. We bootstrap startups saves money everywhere, everywhere. I mean, I maybe valued 150 crore company. Still, I use the second-hand car, second-hand Swift car. Reason being, it's we learned from the journey that you have to save money and you have to be profitable. Otherwise, nobody is going to come. And if you're taking the funding, your management power, your vision might dilute. So yes, and gradually we learn the finance also with the help of the CAs, with the help of the experts, with the help of the the seniors, those who are doing well in the ecosystem. So as the startup, you initially you have to save and invest money wisely to survive. That is the survival instinct of every startup, every bootstrap startup, I think.
Thank you. So in a way, I consider you richer because you're driving a second-hand Swift. I'm still using my college bike, so it's fine. So, yeah. So, see, whenever we talk about like financial models in startups and all that, right? These are all very interesting things. So the moment you say startup, they say, okay, what is your cash flow? What is your CAC to LTV ratio? The problem is all these things kind of like go ahead and then make startup and entrepreneurship very complex. So one thing what Anubhav keeps saying, and I really like it, is like just do it, man. Like, don't think too much. Just do it, and then you'll see how things go from there. So, and another thing is they talk about Silicon Valley models, and then they'll talk about the Princeton model of cash flow, and there is also the Harvard, Stanford model of cash flow. But nobody talks about our Amma model of cash flow, which is so I learned today, right? So we have been in Gozen as a company has been in existence for like 14 months, not more than that. So and whatever startup finance lessons that I have implemented, I have learned it from my mother. Okay, so she taught me the first and foremost thing, right? So what we have done is we are very early, we have decided that we'll take zero venture funding. So completely bootstrap. And what we value is the freedom of what we want to work on, who we want to work with, and at what pace. We value freedom than anything else. So that actually came from my mother. So very early she used to say, the moment you own money to somebody, that person also owns your mind. So don't do it. So we're not taking any external funding. So we are growing, but at the same time it's fully bootstrapped and all that. So what we do is we try to be very frugal. We spend at the right places. You point out any funded startup and then say this company is giving birth, let's say like fancy laptop or let's say free food on campus, snacks on campus, caps and everything, goes and does every single one of it. But what we do is we do not spend the money that we did not earn. Okay, that's what we do. Yes. So that is our simple finance principle that I would say.
I'm coming there. I'm coming to people. So the business idea, the finance is usually people challenge what they have in doing. Then coming, towards having like-minded people who will believe in your idea, who will who will put their heart and soul towards it and work towards it. And I think Anubhav should have, you have around 400 plus franchises across the country. I think Ambi has serves this product in 35 plus, 37 plus countries. His model is over 37 countries. His tool is used in 37 countries. Ambi has, around 400 plus franchises across the country, and of course, he said some other countries also. How was your journey at the initial phase in attracting like-minded people to work towards the idea what you had, which you believe this will work, this can make a larger impact, and from there going to the next level, one in terms of partners, two in terms of employees. Since you're a bootstrap firm, you would have had hiccups in paying salary or having now it's a fashion statement to have a Mac in your hand. There are companies that use Mac. The moment you join, they give you a Mac or an iPad or an iPhone, latest iPhone, and you get to refresh it every 2 years. And the expectation of the current Zoomers, I would call them Zoomers, including myself, is very high when they join a firm. So how did you manage the people component, the team component, when you started growing?
Okay, that's an interesting question. See, I operate under a very fundamental philosophy that you only attract the people that you already are. So you cannot create anything new or fake it until you make it. Silicon Valley has this thing, right? So they say fake it until you make it, right? Don't do it at all. It's toxic. So see, the biggest problem here with any startup is like you asked, right? The moment they say we need, let's say, Gozen does a lot of AI work, artificial intelligence work. In fact, you'll be very surprised. One of our products, Content.ai, so it launched in the US 9 days ago. We already have about 500 plus paying customers, not users, paying customers, right? So the idea here is very simple. We keep looking for talent in the cities, okay? And then there are so many people who are curious, they're hungry for opportunity. As a founder, you need to move your life to the place. Understand what is his life, what is his politics, what are his aspirations. For a person here, buying a MacBook, buying a car might be an aspiration, but for him, making his mother happy, making his father happy, seeing them live a respectful life, probably could be the biggest aspiration for him. So then you have to actually go to such places, and then understand even recruiting itself is very, very different. So for all the product and value that we have done, our highest experience at Gozen is 3 years. So that's the highest experience we have. So, but the average age group is around 23 to 24. So all of them come from villages. So what we did was we started going to colleges that are in villages, and then we took the top people from there. And you'll be very surprised, there are in every college, there are at least 2 really good, extremely really good programmers. But as a founder, do we have the patience to go and seek them out? So that's the thing. It's painful initially. Then once we get to critical mass, like 20 people, 25 people, and this guy says, okay, I have a friend who's very, very good. Can I refer him inside the company? And then it spreads very, very easily. And you'll be very surprised. Getting to 100 people is the difficult thing. And each one, like in product, they say viral quotient, right? For every one user you add, how many new users can you add, right? Purely, it's math from there. So culture is very fundamental. You keep the culture very vibrant. You keep the founders has to be very rooted in their culture. So, and put people first everywhere. And the initial 10 people you have to seek from villages and tier 2 cities. The magic will happen. It's happening for us.
So in our case, all the ground staff, those who are working in Chennai, mostly are orphan, disabled, or very economically poor. There are only 3 sections we employ for. It's around 2,500 people, out of which thousands are orphan. So the first employee which we had is Mr. Manoj. He's orphan. So what he used to do is, initially he was in the job. He used to do job for a dentist where he used to, swipe and wipe, and he used to jot down the numbers in the name of the patients. So we called him, come and work along. So, but we were not able to pay him salary for the first 2 months. So we said, we promised him. So one thing is very important, that is vision alignment. That what we are going to do, it has to be very clear from the very beginning. So we made that show that we are going to be the world's biggest Kulhad chai franchisee, and which we are probably right now, because we are selling around 6 lakh Kulhad chai in a single day. And coming back to the point about the human resource, so we made a promise that we will not make our home unless you make it. So now he owns a home in Indore. So giving the testimony of what you promised to the other employees is very important. Otherwise, because the retention is very volatile nowadays, because people switch like anything. So we have given them the vision. We have showcased them the profit in terms of monetary and in the terms of respect. What you're going to get if you work in an organization. There is one more incident happened with me during COVID time. So there is one guy in our upper management. He's my cousin's best friend. So he was like my brother to me. So what happened? At the COVID time, we decided we are going to pay salary to all these people, those who are working in the lower strata. Because if we are not going to give them salary, how they are going to survive? So we started getting salary from the upper strata. So he used to fall in the upper strata. So what he did, he merged with few people in the offices. He broke down the team and he merged with the competitor. And I felt so bad that there is a negative cash flow going on. All the shops are shut and we have to pay the rentals. Now what? And he, at this very moment, he broke down the team and he merged with the competitor. Now what? So we worked really hard at that time, and we realized that along with the emotion, you have to keep the papers in check. So along with the monetary benefit, emotional benefit, and the paper benefit, you have to show them, and you have to take that opportunity. And after that, we opened our laptop when the shop shutters were going down. So the digital marketing helped us, and from there we started gathering the people. And at that time, we have given the internship from all the IITs and IIM, including the Oxford University students. So this is how it worked.
It was a very nice artwork about how people believe in your vision and join. And it's in this bootstrapping, I thought it will take quite some months of. Now, please do enlighten everybody. Yeah, please do enlighten everybody about how was your initial phase in terms of marketing your idea. So whatever you shared so far would have kindled some people in terms of how to believe in your idea, core idea, how to go about it, and of course about the finances. How were you able to market your idea and make believe, trust, or add more value to it? Of course, मेरा भाई रहेगा या मेरा कोई relative रहेगा who would be interested, but beyond that, that's the first point. When I might go and tell the business idea to my father's friend or my neighbor or somebody in my classroom who might be interested, who might join along, tag along. But what were your efforts and what did you learn when you wanted to grow bigger? What are the challenges did you have? How was it?
See, initially when we had started, so here in software as a service, right? So they keep saying, like, there are a lot of entrepreneurs who wait to build the product and then they start marketing it. But what we did was, while we were building the product itself, we had actually built an audience over a period of time. And then so instead of launching a